Okay. Is this working this time? I don't know. Okay, so it's gone somewhere else. Okay, let me just close this off. I've had to restart. Guys, I've had to restart my live stream because I tried to go before and then it wouldn't work, and now it's doing this. Okay, I see a bunch of you guys in the chat right now. I'm just gonna maybe hope that you guys, whoever was in the chat before, if any of you can go into that chat and let everyone know that I've started this new one, that would be great. For some reason, when I went to go live, it wasn't working. Hey, Cassie, girl, good to see you here. And of course, Zen, Derek, Shannon. Okay, guys, oh my God. I have to do this video. I really do. And I literally just got home from the airport. I threw down my luggage. I pulled out my laptop. I put everything together. I have no makeup on. I don't give a shit. And I'm going to say bad words in this video. I'm just warning all of you. I'm going to say bad words in this video. So if that offends you, you may want to take a hard left. I'm a little pissed. I'm a little pissed. And at the same time, I'm also very grateful. And that is the duality of the world that we live in right now. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Matt. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for a couple more people to show up in here because I know I had quite a few of you waiting in the other one. And it's only showing like half of you guys in here right now. So, you guys, I just got back from Sedona and I had a great trip. I had a really good trip. It was exhausting. It really was. Not because of anything bad, just I haven't been able to sleep. And there's just been so much going on. I was hanging out with about 12 friends who I've known through our online YouTube channels. And we've all been supporting one another. And we wanted to meet in person and spend time together in actual 3D life and really form better bonds in our relationship. So it was about spending time with one another and connecting on that level. And it was really good for that. And I'm really grateful that I got to hang out and get to know all of these beautiful people even more. David, it's okay. Bad words can be adorable. Okay, good. So this morning, just as we were getting ready to leave our Airbnb and head down to the airport, I opened my emails and I had a pretty upsetting email from one of you in my inbox. And it was literally titled, I'm seriously disappointed in you. So one of you was very disappointed in me. This person has claimed to unsub from my channel and sub from a whole bunch of things, my email list and all that. And to be quite honest, I'm okay with that. I think personally, I think you're a really good person. And I think you got really triggered for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on in your life. But I certainly did not deserve the email that you sent me. And right now, the reason why I'm going to be doing this video is because I want you guys to all know the importance of boundaries. And I'm sure that you are all receiving this kind of communication in some way, shape, or form in your own life. And there are ways to, what do I say? What is so beautiful is, sorry, I'm totally going off the cuff here. I just been thinking about this on the airplane the whole way. And I watched, after reading that email, an hour or two later, Phil Good went live and did like a 5 or 6 minute video. And for you guys in my alchemy chat, I dropped it in there. And it was perfect. In fact, I really needed to hear that message. Whatever message he put out was so important, and it may help me make sense as to why I had this email show up in my inbox today. Because sometimes, I'm a big, I tell you guys that our life is a mirror for what's happening inside of us, oftentimes, but not always. Sometimes there are things happening outside of us. In what this case was, There is so much shit happening in this world right now. Collectively, the energies. I mean, we were just talking in the Discord chat for this YouTube channel. I know Drex, you were bringing it up, and Marianne, and a couple other of you guys. We were talking about this, how the energies are so intense right now that just shit's happening, and we're feeling weird, and we may be acting in ways that we don't normally act. This is happening for everyone. There's been like massive solar flares lately, and that's causing a lot of us to either feel exhausted or experience weird things in our relationships. And one of the things that Phil talked about today, in sense of really wanting to speak his truth to someone in a way that wasn't that kind, wasn't that nice, and that maybe sometimes being nice isn't always the answer, that you just need to be authentic and speak your truth, was speaking so loudly to me when I watched this video. And I realized, I know I'm on the verge of a massive breakthrough in my timelines. I've been working very hard at manifesting something that I've been really wanting for my life. And I've been making sure that I'm making decisions and aligning with everything that my future self has been communicating to me. And oftentimes when we're about to make a breakthrough, like Phil talked about in his video, is that there may be something from a timeline that's not going to be available in the new one, or they're feeling these energies. They reach out to you from the past, or someone who's maybe not, what's the word? Just not going to maybe like where that's going. Will kind of reach out to you in your current timeline to throw you off moving into that timeline, want you to engage in a way that would pull you out of the timeline you're about to break through into. And that is what I felt so strongly was happening for me. So I get this email this morning from one of you telling me how disappointed you are in me because I didn't make time to spend time with you in Sedona. I have never met you in person. I've never worked with you once as a client. And we never spoke leading up to me going to Sedona about, wanting to meet up. Now, there are some of you in my alchemy program, one of you in particular, who is one of my students who I've been working with, and you helped me with something generously from the bottom of your heart. You helped me set up my Discord chat. And we got to connect on video, and I got to meet you. And I said, I'm coming to Arizona. If you're free, I'd love to meet you in person. And you made the time to take the drive up to Sedona to come meet me. And that I was very much appreciative of. There were some of you also who were in Sedona and asked me to meet up with you, and you were very kind about it, but I just didn't have time. And I think one of you reached out to me today to come to some sort of energetic dance in a vortex, which I would have absolutely loved to come to had I been staying in a couple extra more days. And you were very kind and very sincere in your offer. And when I told you I couldn't, you were still very sweet. And I appreciate that. But this person just expected me to somehow hang out with them. I've never met you. I don't understand this. And it upsets me because I feel like a boundary has been very much pushed past that shouldn't have been. You claim that you supported my channel since I was smaller, like 2,500 subs, and now I've got about 9,000. And I'm very appreciative of that. You've been actually very supportive on my channel. This person has been very supportive on my channel. This person has left incredible comments. This person has emailed me from time to time to say thank you. And I'm very much appreciative of that. But you made it sound like I owed you because of that. I work hard at putting out the work that I put out. And I'm probably going to cry because I'm exhausted. I'm literally exhausted right now. I have my alchemy program, which I love, which has we have about 50 people in there. And I'm so honored to be working with all of you. And I put a lot of time into that chat, the Discord chat, and my timetable of putting out the course material every month. We do our lives. I have to do a guided meditation every month. I have to produce it. And I love all of that. That takes time. I have all of my personal clients that I work with, and I want to be present with everyone. That takes time. I put out sometimes 4 or 5 videos a week, my podcast. That takes time and energy. I am putting out so much of myself. And for you to think that I owe you my time when I come to Sedona to spend time with people that I'm trying to build relationships with, without even asking me what I wanted to do. You said that you wanted to take me to some vortex and that you would have wanted to do this. And I'm like, what about me? What about what I wanted? You didn't even think about what I wanted. You didn't even think about, maybe she's tired. Maybe she's trying to spend time with friends, which is what I was trying to do. And, you guys are getting a very human aspect of Nicole Frolic right now. Like, this is me. This is how I am, like, with my friends. And I'm being very, very real and raw here right now, and very authentic with all of you. But I'm sorry. Like, you don't just get to expect me to show up and be there with you because that's what you wanted. Telling me I should have tuned into my guides and listened to my guides. There was so much manipulation in your email. There was so much emotional manipulation that I don't think you realize that is very unhealthy and not right in how you should communicate with someone. There was a lot of unconscious communication. And I think you need to reread that email and understand that whatever expectations you put on me were very unrealistic, and it was not called for you to have those expectations of me. Had you reached out to me and emailed me and say, hey, you're in Sedona, if you have a moment, if you're around, like, I'd love to meet you. That actually could have happened. That may have happened had there been time. But like, I was exhausted. None of us were sleeping. Last night, the heat went out in our Airbnb, and we were all freezing, for some reason, the pilot, I think, went out, and, Tyler is trying to figure out how to fix the furnace. And we're like, went down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit last night. There was winds like crazy in Sedona, and we're all sitting there freezing, trying to be warm under all these blankets. And flying today, I don't understand what sort, I really don't. I get that, I am so honored for all of you being part of this journey with me. I really am. I love doing what I do. I put out the content that I do because I love this as part of my mission, and I'm going to continue to do it. And I'm so grateful for all of the support that you guys give me. I really am. But please do not give me your support if it comes with conditions. I don't put this stuff out on conditions that you need to watch it or you need to, purchase a service from me. None of you have to do that. If you do choose to do that, it's because you feel called to and you want to work with me. But I'm still going to keep putting out content. I do this with no conditions on any of you. And I hope that there are no conditions on your support that you give me, that somehow I owe you something. And I know most of you don't feel that way, but I'm saying it because clearly some people do. And honestly, I don't know where you get off thinking that. I do feel like you just were triggered for some reason. It has nothing to do with me. I know it has nothing to do with me. And, but at the same time, I get some of these emails from time to time. I get some of this stuff, and I don't think people realize that I'm just like you. I'm a human. I'm no different. I'm not special. I have a YouTube platform. I come on here and I go live. I have my podcast. I interview people. That's all I do. I'm honestly, I'm just like all of you. There's nothing special about me that makes me any different than any of you, other than the fact that I'm just choosing to put myself out there on a public platform. And I just don't want there to be unrealistic expectations of me. And, to take this into a learning lesson for all of us, don't let anyone put expectations on you. And if someone challenges you, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. I have spent my entire life catering to other people's needs and putting other people's needs before my own. I've done that my whole life, and I'm exhausted. I don't want to do that anymore. So if on my trip to Sedona, that is my vacation time that I've put out and I've set aside to spend with a few people that I've been really looking forward to meeting and connecting with, that's what I want to do, and that's my right. And if I don't feel like meeting up with someone, I'm not going to. Not because the person's not worthy of it. It has nothing to do with that. It's how I choose to spend my time and where I can put my energy. I mean, you guys saw my Palladian video that I put out. I was exhausted. I was so exhausted, but I wanted to put it out because I knew it was an important message. And I want you guys to know that this is a time where we may need to speak our truth, and we may need to speak it in a not so nice way. Like, maybe there is no sugarcoating it. Maybe you just gotta like blurt it out and let it come out in whatever unfiltered way it's gotta be spoken. Because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we get a little too love and light in this community, you know? We forget that you can't just, tell me all these nasty things and then say love and light. I wish you the best. It doesn't work that way, just be authentic. I don't know. So anyways, I wanted to do this video because I wanted to get it off my chest. It was bothering me, and I don't usually do this kind of stuff. But the reason why I was doing it is because I feel we're in important times. I feel that many of us are going to be triggered. Of course, I'm triggered. I am triggered. This is me triggered. Okay, guys? But I know the reason why I'm triggered is because I have put so much of myself into my work and the things that I love. And the trigger is that it's never good enough. Am I not doing enough? Like this comes to some of the stuff that I have from my childhood. And then interestingly enough, while I was on the plane, I was listening to one of my Akashic sessions with Rebecca, who was just on my podcast last week, from early May. And I don't know why I just decided to choose to listen to that one. I was like, I feel called. I feel like I need to re-listen to this one. It has a date. It doesn't have a title of what the information is in there. I couldn't remember it. I'm like, I'm going to re-listen to it. And it was all about my inner child coming through, like, who's got my back? And I'm just like tired of, trying to show up and trying to have everyone else's back, but who's got mine? And that got triggered in this email. It's like, wow, like they're clearly, I don't know what drove this person to do this or why. Again, they're not a bad person. There's a lot of light in them, but I think they're going through some sort of shadow work like we all are. We're all being triggered. And, but at the same time, even though this person got triggered or wanted to say what they needed to say, doesn't still mean I have to take it and say, okay, roll over and just accept it. Like, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. And that's how I feel. So please don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself if someone crosses the boundaries. We need to understand boundaries. Like, you don't have to give all of yourself away to whoever in your relationships. If there's not a reciprocal return, like, say no. Like, that's not okay. We need to understand boundaries because right now there's so much energetic confusion and things like trying to seep in where they're not allowed. And we need to understand what is right for us and what isn't. And many of us are moving into timelines right now where some people just aren't ready for that timeline. It doesn't mean that they won't get there. It doesn't mean that they're not working towards it. It just means that maybe they're just not at that same place in the journey that allows them to get into that timeline yet. Okay. I have full confidence that a lot of people are getting there. But yeah. So anyways, guys, I have my podcast in an hour with Mary Ducina. We're going to be talking about the eclipses. We're also going to be talking about some of the important astrological alignments coming up in 2021 that are also going to be difficult alignments. I know 2020, there wasn't enough. There are a few coming up in 2021 with Uranus, and I think it's Uranus and Saturn. And so we're going to be talking about that tonight. And Mary's so great. She goes over she's a seer and she gives great astrological insight. So I hope to see you guys there in an hour. Also, protectthevote.live. The link is in the description this time. I made sure it's there. It's a mass meditation event this Sunday, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I will be on the spiritual panel. It will probably start right after the mass meditation. I hope to see you guys there. You need to register. It's free. So all you need to do is just sign up. And so thank you guys for all of your support. I really love it. And again, just be wary of all of us need to be wary of how we're giving ourselves. Are we giving ourselves with conditions attached? Because that's not unconditional love. The 5D frequency is love is unconditional. To think that love does have conditions is just like the Matrix's version of love. That's not true. And we need to all be checking ourselves, and make sure that, tune in, just check in with self. Why am I doing this? What are my intentions? Do I expect something that's not really worthy of me? Not worthy, that's not the right word. It's not valid for me to expect. We shouldn't be having any expectations on anyone except for the ones that we have on ourselves, and know what our needs are. And if someone's not meeting them, we can say something. And if that doesn't change, then you can leave the situation and you start new relationships. Whatever it is, just please check in with self. Okay, guys? So I've got to get ready for this podcast in an hour, and need to drink some water. I don't know, maybe use the bathroom. I just got home from the airport. So I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening if you don't make the podcast, but I hope you do. I'll see you in the live chat. We will be taking questions. Mary will be taking questions about this, everything here, anything to do with astrology. So you can ask your questions. And what else? Oh yeah, I'll be doing All Signs live tomorrow afternoon around 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. Yeah, today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, okay. Tomorrow, Wednesday, yes. I'll be doing All Signs. So guys, love you. Love you so much. Be true to yourself. Don't be afraid to activate this throat chakra. I mean, this person did. So kudos to that person. But at the same time, you came from the place of the ego and woundedness. And I didn't deserve that because I did nothing wrong. So I'm going to say that. All right, guys. I love you. Have a wonderful time, and I'll see you guys in an hour on the podcast.